Hello, everyone. My name is Christian Peterson, and I currently have the opportunity to serve as the 63rd Miss Hampton University. Originally from South Carolina, I am a senior business management major, and today I am bringing to you a panel of phenomenal people. And we're just going to do a little fashion review, talk about fashion, style, Hampton, being Hamptonized, and all of the great things that come about with finding yourself, finding your fashion, finding your style. So I'm going to go ahead and let the panel introduce themselves. And let's go.
So I can go first. What's up, guys? My name is Trey Baker. I'm a second-year architecture major, leadership studies minor from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and I'm excited to be here with y'all.
Okay, I'll go next. Hi, everyone. My name is Camilla Bridgewater. I'm a second-year
I'll go ahead while she.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So I'm Tiffany Livingston. I am a graduate of Hampton University, a 2019 graduate of Hampton University. I'm class of QTX. I was a strategic communications major, marketing minor at Hampton University, and now I live in Philadelphia, working with Johnson & Johnson Vision.
What is going on, guys? My name is Fareed Hester. I graduated from Hampton University in 2018 with my BA, and then I went on to actually study my MBA and graduate in 2019 through the 5-year MBA program. I now reside in Clinton, Maryland, where I do real estate and am a full-time investor as well.
Okay, thank you all so much again for coming. For our fashion review, we did have a contest where people could send in their social media for the chance to win a $100 gift card. And our winners today are Jada and Kayla Kennedy. And you can follow their Instagrams _ at Jada and then at Kayla with an extra LA at the end. They have great Instagrams. They're actually twins, so they really give off that cute sister vibe. And just a great example of the style that comes out of Hampton and going through Hampton. So we're going to get started. And whichever panelist would like to go, you can go anytime you want. So our first question is, what has been your style inspiration throughout Hampton, throughout now, since some of you all have graduated, and just, through your everyday life?
I'll go first. While I was at Hampton, being an MBA major, I found myself dressing up a lot. So my goal was to just try to mix the business with my own style, right? So and try to still stay within the confines of the strict MBA protocol. And I was able to get a little bit creative, and then you just had to get really in detail. So as far as like what type of tie are you wearing, or the type of belt that you have on, and then just focusing on, even though you got to wear the blacks and the blues, right? You can start to get flashy with maybe your pens and just the small minute details that people don't really pay attention to. That's going to be what sort of separates you from the pack as an MBA major at Hampton University as far as fashion goes.
And for me, I've always wore what I wanted to wear. I was the girl who was wearing heels on campus, probably the only one in my class. I did win best dress or whatever it is called for my class. And it's really just my attention to detail. I don't always wear the same thing. Sometimes you're going to see me wearing something chill. Sometimes you're going to, and that's still lit. Sometimes you're going to see me wearing heels. Most times you're going to see me wearing heels, regardless if it's chill or not. Except now, I feel like now I wear more sneakers and stuff like that. But really just paying attention to detail. I wear what I want. I'm not caring about what anybody else is wearing. Whether it's designer, it could be Shein. I know them girls want Shein gift cards. It can be anything. I like thrift stuff, any type of stuff like that. If it's drip, I'm wearing it. Still to this day, and I've always been like that. So, yeah.
I was gonna say, oops, sorry. I was gonna say, like, going off of what Tiffany said, that's actually one of the things that attracted me to Hampton when I was touring for college and like where did I want to go? Like, because I felt like on campus there was so much individuality, and just by how you dress, like of course I didn't talk to anybody, but like just seeing how people dressed, seeing how confident they were in their style, whether it was dressed up or chill, low key, or business attire, like that was one thing that I feel like Hampton does a great job of, like the student base. Just being confident in who you are. And I think that's a great way, even all of y'all, because I've seen all your social media. But just that is something that I've noticed, like students at Hampton, no matter what it is, they do have this confidence about them in whatever they are wearing. And that is just something that I have noticed. So I'm going to let y'all answer some more questions and not interrupt.
I would say for me, definitely the biggest thing that I noticed after being at Hampton was definitely the individuality of everybody. I think my style really came into light. I started to develop it once I was at Hampton, and I think for me, I think I have a very like unique sense of style for myself. Partly because I actually like paint on clothing. I have a business in which I paint on jackets, pants, shoes, and I like to bring that into the fits that I wear for myself. And it just allows me to, really explore my creativity and do something different from what you see from everybody else.
Okay. All right. Can you guys hear me clearly? Okay. Okay. So for me, I would have to say that on campus, like my style, like I would just make sure that I was wearing dress shirts or stuff like that to class, because that's just me. That's just who I am. I mean, as far as like my actual style, I'm modest more so, or I don't really know, but in retro in a way. But everyone's different. I never like you have to like know your body, you have to know who you are as a person. So I kind of have that reflect in what I'm wearing in my clothes. And yeah, that's just me.
You will never catch her in a hoodie. Never.
I would also add another thing. So I like to say I wear a lot of elevated basics. So it might be a basic item, but it's going to have a slit or a cut or something on it where it differentiates itself from someone else is wearing just a regular tank top. Also, the fit of everything matters. I get a lot of my clothes tailored. A lot of people skip that, and it really matters. You want your waist snatched. You don't want it hanging off. You got to get it tailored.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a great point. And even like the rise of influencers on Instagram, and when they have Q&As, like I've noticed a lot of times they'll say that, like especially the men, they'll say like, I might have gotten this suit off of Zara or H&M, but I always get it tailored to fit, or I get something added to it. I might get like a pattern for the patch or something like that. And that just elevated, like you said, what it is. And it also goes toward, their personality. Like Camille was saying, like, I never do anything that's not like me. And I feel like once your style fits who you are, like that is what builds the confidence, and that kind of what sets you apart from everyone else. It makes it like, oh, that's her, that's him, like that's their style. So I definitely see that. Okay, and the next question is, do you think it is important to reinvent your style, especially with trends changing over time? Do you think that that's something important to reinvent yourself with age, reinvent yourself with your style as it goes?
I can answer that one. I don't think it's necessarily mandatory, but I think that at Hampton University, it's going to be natural, right? When I came in, I'll be honest, like I came out of high school like a big sneakerhead, so I came in just sort of like focusing on like Jordans and having a lot of different sort of sneakers that no one else had. But I think that as I started to grow, and then actually after I graduated, and now in the real world, a big factor is quite frankly, I got more money. So the fashion naturally just changed. I would come in and like most of my fits would be like, H&M or thrifted. And now where I got a little bit more capital where I can actually do more in Saks, I naturally just want to make myself feel better by doing more in those different areas. But I think that the more you go through Hampton University, and as the times start to change, you'll naturally just develop a different style, even through graduation as well.
I totally agree with Reed. as far as like you just kind of naturally elevate. As you start to get a little bit more money, your fits is they're gonna be there too. I think I don't think it's like a forced thing. I just think maybe as you grow older, you start to like things a little bit more, especially like you grow into your womanhood at Hampton University. So if you got some curves, you start to want to show your curves a little bit more. Or you showing what you want to accentuate or what your best features are. And I feel like you just kind of naturally learn to do that as you get older. So it's kind of like a natural transition. Like I feel like if somebody's doing something drastically, is that they're trying to be somebody else, or they looking at somebody else's style, and you can feel that. Like you always have to let you wear the clothes. The clothes should not wear you or make you. You know, because that's just a part of you. You know what I'm saying? After that, people got to learn your personality, what you're about, all those other things. So clothes is a big thing for us, but it's so small when you're thinking about a person in general.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think you have to know which styles fit you best. You definitely can't be one of those people that just waits for the next trend to come out and then immediately hops onto it, because it might be something that you just can't rock. And then you end up looking goofy. So, I mean, yeah, I always know what looks best on me. I don't try and follow trends really. I just know, what works for me, and I stay in my bag with that.
For me, I would say that I don't really try to keep up with trends. I'm more so retro, so I actually like the past and like the 1950s, stuff like that. So you definitely have to like know what's for you, and you have to kind of like see what you like and what's best for you. I definitely never like going with trends.
Yeah, I was just gonna agree with that too. I found like, growing up, like grow out of, where it's kind of, make you wear to what you kind of want to do, and then your development into your style. I've noticed for me, it's just I love pieces that can last throughout time. So like stately items maybe, and mixing them with those things that are trendy. So like when you have something that's disposable, I'm like, okay, I can let that go, but I still have a base to work with, whether that be like neutrals, or even if it is bright colors, patterns, like it's something that is timeless and that can be worn throughout year to year. Okay, so the next question does deal with Hampton, and we have touched on this a little bit, because we all know the term Hamptonized and what that means. Do you think that Hampton has had an impact on your style and the way that you grow your style throughout the years?
I've been going first, so I guess I'll just keep going first. I think so. For me, as I came in, it was more so like not baggy, but like I was comfortable, like being comfortable. So sweatpants, hoodies, but like as you do get Hamptonized, especially for me being an MBA major and then actually end up being like the president of the school, etc. Like there becomes a different standard that you got to keep. And there was always a lot of eyes on me. So, for example, I couldn't be out of regulation, or I would be used as an example. Like, all right, bro, if you out of regulation, what you expect a whole other school of business to do, right? And then on top of that, you got your 12 to 2s. So it's like every Friday, it becomes to the point where like, yo, you gotta pop out if you within that like that fashion group, that fashion core of individuals at Hampton. It's almost like, all right, what you gonna wear today? And it just became fun, not really a competition, but it just became like more of a hobby, and you more so looking for what's your Friday fit going to be. And I think somebody mentioned also not trying to wear the same thing, so it just becomes fun. And I think that is what Hamptonized culture becomes, like having fun with your fashion, and really being confident, trying new things, and just experiencing that.
Hampton is definitely drip or drown culture. So that means whatever drip or drown means to you. Everybody drip or drown doesn't look the same. So I feel like you kind of learn like, all right, it's 12 to 2 or whatever the event is. You're like, all right, I got to pop out for that. Well, I feel like every day was pop out for me personally. That's how I just look at life. But I feel like you don't want to miss the popping events. You are going to put on your drip for the popping events. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like in that aspect, it does change it. And other schools aren't doing that. So we're dressing up every day. You go to NSU, they have on whatever they have on, sweats and I don't know, pajamas, all this other stuff. I feel like in that way, Hampton does kind of change you, or just make sure, not me personally again, but people, it makes you want to put your best foot forward with what you have on everywhere. It's just something you kind of learn to do, and you kind of adapt it and keep that with you throughout life when you leave Hampton. I feel like that's something, it's just a natural progression. When you're graduating Hampton, you know you're a Hampton woman, you're a Hampton man. I'm presenting my best self at all times.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what's been said, basically. I mean, I feel like Hampton is definitely one of those schools that you come into, and if you're one of those people that didn't really know how to dress, you know, in high school and stuff, you come to that school and you see all these people who can dress, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, you know, I need to step my game up, or else you're gonna feel out of place. I know a lot of people have told me it was kind of like that for them. I think that was kind of like that for me as well. You know, I always, you know, kept myself looking right and everything, but I definitely wanted to, you know, take it to the next level when I came to Hampton, and also served as Mr. Freshman. So like Reed was saying, you know, you in that spotlight, you gotta, you know, you gotta look right, you know, because people are looking at you. So
For me, I would say I don't think my style changed at all, like coming to Hampton. When I got to Hampton, I realized, oh, like, yeah, dressing, you know, looking presentable at all times is kind of like the thing or whatever. But that was kind of something that I already did in high school, like wearing dress shirts and dress shoes and stuff like that, and not necessarily dressing down all the time. That was kind of already my style prior to coming to Hampton. So it was just something that didn't really change me in a way. And like you guys said, like everyone's different. So
Yeah, I can see that. I was a freshman when people say that the old Hampton died. Um, you know, the Gates was like the end of 12 to 2. So I feel like I did kind of see a shift in the meaning of what being Hamptonized is. I think it did move from more so like always, always, always dressed to kind of knowing like how to dress and be comfortable in it, like not trying too hard, you know, because some people, you know, they didn't really know what or how to go about it. But I definitely do see that shift. And I feel like the Hamptonization kind of influenced me in just seeing like more people confident with who they are and more people confident with how they dress walking around campus. Um, just being able to say like, this is me, and just having that distinct style that fit them. So that's kind of what I've noticed. Next question. What has been your favorite thing about your fashion and your style um, in general?
Um, for me, I would say my favorite thing about my fashion and style is just um, my versatility. I feel like I can put together just about anything, and I think that that does largely come from the confidence that a Hampton University can instill in you. If you, you know, especially if you kind of in that mix and you got, you know, these different organizations you're a part of, right? It sort of does boost your confidence a lot when people look up to you. And from there, it just, for me, I'll be honest, like, I feel like me coming through Hampton was sort of that Instagram developing to where like now it's like when I first came in there, you might wear a fit and not necessarily look to put it up on Instagram or put it up on social media. But as I became a junior, senior, like, yo, people posting every single day now. So you got to get versatile, right? You got to be able to have a business fit. You got to be able to have, you know, a chill fit, but it's still fresh, and, you know, a casual fit, and this, that, and the third. So I just feel like through my career at Hampton University, I was able to get a very, very versatile. And I'll be honest, like a lot of the stuff now, I kind of archived it, but after this conversation, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna post all my looks on there. So y'all go back and check it out. Y'all go do y'all research.
My favorite part of my style is my ability to mix high and low, and I like mixing high and low because I feel like all high, that's not sustainable. All low is not enough. So like I like to do a little bit of both in everything. So I think that's what I admire about my style the most.
Like I mentioned before, I would definitely say my creativity and, you know, bringing my artwork onto my clothing. I often find myself like inspired to paint something to wear. Like if I see like an art mural or something, I'll look at that mural and be like, what can I take from this mural to then put on some clothes? And then I can, flick up in front of this mural and kind of, work that way. So I definitely like doing that. It just gives me, a sense of uniqueness, and then I can be proud of that work. I can, wear my talent. So definitely that.
For me, I like the vintage and retroness kind of my style because it's like I said before, I don't really like to go with trends, but I kind of like the 1950s and styles like that of like when they did dress up to an extent. So I like the fact that I wear things that look good on my body, but also make me feel confident. And I feel as though I'm not trying to be someone else when I walk out the door. Like I feel as though I'm me when I'm wearing what I'm wearing.
Hey, before you go to
Absolutely.
the next question, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like I did want to highlight something that Trey said, because I think that that's very, very important when you talk about the transition of Hampton fashion culture. Nowadays, like it definitely matters. Like your background and aesthetic is a part of your fashion.
Yeah.
Like before, it was just like, all right, we standing outside, like in front of plots or anywhere random, and like you want people to see what you got on. But now it's like, nah, like we are a lot more cognizant of where we are. You know what I'm saying? And how the background, how the aesthetic matches what we got on. And I think even more so, like if you even go look at Tiffany's page, you'll see the development where now it's like, okay, she got
Yeah.
on a cream fit. She making sure the background is a cream wall. Like that's tough. That's different. And that's where I kind of learned from the youth as well. Like y'all are some people that brought that to the table of fashion, I think. So that's a good highlight.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I think that's like something that is really amazing, like how the so and so influencer trend has transcended like the actual influencer, and it's like people are really know. And I've actually learned so much, like how crazy it is that I can edit something and make it look professional just based off my phone for Instagram. So I think that the aesthetic and everything, and that works towards like that personal brand that you're building, because Kamia's aesthetic is that retro, and Tiffany's is very fashion forward in the sense of big, bold, high, low, like everything going on. So I think that is really important. I think that kind of shows, like, I may not know you, but I kind of can see, what you're going for, like who you are, like what kind of person you might be, based off of that. And I think that's really cool. I actually kind of hope that kind of, stays for a while. I just think it looks really cool. And it's a great way. Like I've met so many younger girls because I've worked with like high school people too. And they really find a lot of confidence out of that, just being able to, see a picture of themselves and be like, wow, I look good. Like I'm giving, whatever, whatever. So I hope that's something that transcends like our generation to the next generation and generations after that. Okay, and then this is my very last question. So for the people who are watching and they want to create a style or change their brand, and just their style and their inspiration, what is some advice for them and how to start, and the biggest things you guys have learned throughout this journey?
My advice to you would to be yourself, right? And be comfortable in whatever you think is fashion forward to you. Like be comfortable in wearing that. Right? Everybody should love what they wear, and don't feel like you gotta be following someone else, or you gotta copy someone else's style, because bro, fashion really has no rules, especially in 2021. Like you can create your own rules in the fashion world. So that being said, and if you don't believe that, then just go look at your favorite, fashion designer. They're doing all kind of crazy things. So whether you got a basic style or a crazy style, feel comfortable in what you're doing, and go out and do it with a smile on your face. And remember that confidence is key in fashion. If nobody can tell you what you got on don't look good, then it looks great. And that's it. That's what it is.
Mine would be to be intentional. If you don't want to, you want to be on your brand. Mind you, everybody's brand is different. Look at my dog is tussling with me. Be intentional with what you wear, what you do. I think this year, this pandemic has made sure people are doing that. But you definitely want to be intentional with your style. If that's not your style, don't do it. If it's not you, don't do it. If you're copying someone else, we can feel it, we can see it. You know what I'm saying? We the next outfit, you're gonna be confused because you know that ain't you. Like you said, it doesn't have to match. People match, unmatched, being stuff not matching is a vibe right now. Like that, do you, honestly, do you, be you, and be intentional. That's just a lifestyle.
Yeah, my advice would be to open your eyes. Like fashion, drip is all around us. You know, you got to start paying attention to what people got on. Don't steal their stuff. Never steal what somebody got on, but pick up on the things that make their fit successful. The color coordination, you know, being intentional about what they wearing. And follow pages like HBCU Drip, Hampton Quarterly, Peerless Magazine. They post drip every single day, and over time, you keep seeing that. Yeah, you keep seeing that, and then you start to pick up on things, and then you take those things, and then you know create your own style from it. So that's definitely something that will help.
For me, I would say like you definitely need to know yourself. You need to know your body, what things you might like on yourself, because that's the most important thing. And also as far as like inspiration and things like that, like I'm sure everyone has that one person or celebrity or a famous person. Like for me, I love Diane Carroll and Audrey Hepburn, things like that growing up. So looking at just bits and pieces of their style and putting it together, creating my own, and then making it, you know, somewhat modern is important. And that was me. But I didn't necessarily look at other individuals around me. I just basically looked at people who inspired me, like other celebrities who I may not have known. You don't have to copy someone's style, but maybe take bits and pieces. If you know you like something that they have, then, you know, turn it into your own, but don't exactly try to copy someone. That's what I would say.
Okay, that was really amazing, guys. I want to say thank you again for all coming out. This was a great panel. I like that, and I hope I'll have too. Make sure to follow all the panelists. They will be dropping their Instagrams, I think. And oh,
At
yeah, go ahead.
4th, shameless plug. At _ February 4th. Follow me on there for more looks.
Yeah, and drop it in the chat as well. Okay. And remember that tomorrow we will be having a virtual 12 to 2, and it will be a battle of the DJs. So stay tuned, check out the information for that. And I want to say thank you again for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. It's a pleasure.